Alright, we want to create a drum groove that feels smooth, yet lively and energetic. This is a key part of liquid drum and bass. We're not going to use polyrhythms, which are when you have conflicting rhythms like triplets against a 4x4 beat. Instead, we're doing something called rhythmic layering. And you can think of that kind of like building a sandwich. Each layer, the kick, the snare, hi-hats, percussion, adds flavour, but they all fit together neatly within the same 4x4 pattern, creating a unified rolling vibe. So our foundation, as you all know, is our classic sort of drum and bass pattern. This sets up a kind of half-time feel where the drums pulse slower than the fast 174 BPM tempo, giving that relaxed yet driving groove liquid drum and bass is known for. Next, we're going to layer some hi-hats, which are going to hit on every beat and every half beat, also known as 1/8 notes. So let's drag that in, go to our work files, and we want the AI hat loop. Okay, so just drag that into our project. It will line up directly with the bar. There's no lead in on these ones, but I will just quickly zoom into the end there and give it a little fade just to absolutely make sure there's no clicks or pops. The start should be fine. Yep. So no need to add a fade at the start. And then I'm just going to go into the channel settings and turn the gain down. Let's see what that's like. So I'm just turning it down by about 11 dB. And also of vital importance that we need to do on this, just soloing it for a sec, going into the channel settings, you can hear, especially if you've got headphones on, but you should be able to hear that on your monitors. It's got quite a lot of like mid-range and sort of unwanted bass frequencies as well. So we're going to use a filter, a high-pass filter. I'm going to set that to 48 dB. Now this is just what I've got in Cubase. Pretty much every single DAW is going to have their own version of this. This is like EQ, for example, and it's got these filters here as well. So I'm just using them. If for some reason your DAW doesn't have a built-in filter, you can just use like a low shelf. This will effectively have the same sort of result. It's just that the sort of curve is a bit less steep. So you'll get a little bit more of the mid-range frequencies in there, but it will give you an absolutely fine result. Okay, so I'm going to stick to using my filter. So got it nice and high up there, just sort of cutting anything below about 2K. As you can hear, now let's put the beat back in. So, and as you can hear, it just kind of provides a nice sort of rolling energy, although it is obviously very much repetitive. So what we want to do is add a bit of like syncopated kind of percussion. So let's just drag in our AI sync perk loop. Again, this will line up exactly where it needs to on the beat, so no lead in. And again, we're going to go in and I'm just going to turn down the gain. Let's just see what that sounds like. Somewhere around 8.5 to 9 is fine for now. We're going to have to mix this all later on anyway. And once again, I'm just going to zoom right into the very end of that and just add a tiny little fade just to make sure we don't get any nasty clicks or pops. So when it comes to drum and bass percussion, of course, you can do whatever you like, but a very, very sort of typical syncopated pattern is this exact pattern here. So we've got, let me just hide the audio file so I can zoom in a bit. So obviously this is the offbeat of the second beat, and that is 1/16 in between the offbeat, okay, and then again on this beat as well, and then we just got a last little bit of percussion there. So the most important syncopated percussion sounds are these two in the middle, which give that kind of typical kind of little flick that drum and bass has in between the second snare and the third kick, yeah, because we just moved that kick from there to there, so now we've got kind of got more of a gap, and this little flick here helps add an extra bit of kind of speed or rhythm to the beat. Now, very quickly, I'm just going to go into the channel settings of that. I'm going to solo it. And I'm just going to do the same. I'm going to add a filter with 48 dB slope and see what we want to remove. accents before. And you may, again, need headphones on to be able to hear the difference there, but that is taking out the low end. If you have got headphones on, you'll clearly hear the difference there, just taking out some unwanted bass frequencies. Now, I'll explain why that's so important a bit later on, but it is absolutely vital to getting a good overall mix. Okay. Now, lastly, I want to add a ride cymbal, which is going to play exactly the same pattern as the hats. Okay, so it's just going to be on every 8th note, but it's going to just add a bit more kind of like fizziness to the beat. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to actually add this. You can do it with audio. You can just drag it in if you want to. I'm going to do it in a different way, but I'll just quickly show this just so you know what I'm talking about. So if you wanted to, you could drag it in, fit it to 1/8 of a beat, add a tiny little fade at the end, and then you can copy it across and use the ride cymbal like that. I'm actually going to use this as a sampler, or add it to a sampler. So I'm going to create a sampler track and then use MIDI instead. It's just because you get the full tail on each hit, rather than with audio, it kind of cuts off the tail. It's a very minor difference, but it's kind of like the right way to do it. So again, before we do anything more, I'm going to go into it, turn down the gain. Let's go about -10-ish for now. And then I'm going to go into the MIDI, find C3 because that's the natural pitch of the ride cymbal. And then I'm going to add, let's just change that from 1/64 to 1/8. So that's 8 hits for 1 bar. Okay, it's still way loud. I'm just going to turn it down. I can hide my sampler and the audio files. And there we go. We got our basic beat. Now this really is just called rhythmic layering because each part sticks to the same 4x4 grid, but each one plays like a different role. The kick and snares are the backbone, the hats are the pulse, along with the ride cymbal, and the percussion is kind of like the spice. Together they create that fluid, hypnotic feel without clashing. Once again, in liquid drum and bass, this approach keeps the drums clean and danceable, leaving space for the bass and melodies to shine. We will, of course, give this a bit more movement. At the moment, it's obviously very static sounding. So what we will do is add like auto pan, maybe to the hats, but certainly to the ride a bit to give that a bit of movement, maybe a phaser or something, and just a couple of other things to try and just give it a bit more evolution over time. But for now, this is absolutely fine. And remember, of course, you know, this is a common beat in many genres of drum and bass or subgenres of drum and bass that use the same exact pattern, but the emphasis in liquid drum and bass is on the groove, sort of over aggression. So if you can keep that in mind when you're making your beats, it's going to help you a lot. All right, that's it for this lesson. In the next lesson, we're going to get on to making the melody. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.